Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. Right, you know what? It's never ending, isn't it? But I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So do make sure that if you want to get more content like this, do remember to subscribe if you're new. And if you're old, make sure you like the video. If you're new, make sure you like the video as well. Smash the like button. And on top of that, do make sure that you leave a rating review if you're listening or watching on a podcast platform. Right, let's get into this. It is the International Biennale d'Italia ATP. So it's the Masters 1000 tournament, the Rome Open, if you want to call it that. We're going to go over the ATP side, and then, of course, we're going to do the WTA one in a separate video. So do make sure you keep an eye out for that one as well. As you can see, I've got the draw open, and as per popular request, in my previous actually draw preview that I did for the Madrid Open, someone asked me and said, "Look, Fazan, you've gone through the draw and you've kind of gone through your predictions, but can you just go through it so you can pick them and then go through it?" And a lot of you will know that I do a bracket on TNNS Live, and that means that I can go through it with you guys and also give you guys my predictions as I'm going along, and then give you my predicted quarterfinals, semi-finals, and also my predicted finalists as well. And just so you know, my predictions are very, very sporadically correct. I went with Badosa and Sinner for Madrid, and it's still going on, but they're both out. So don't count on my predictions, just as an FYI. In some instances, they've been pretty good, but recently, not so much. So let's go into it. And also, guys, as well, make sure that you do comment as well and let me know your predictions for the tournament as well. And if you disagree or agree, we can go into that as well. Cool. So as you can see, Novak Djokovic at the top of the draw, of course, the world number one. He's into the semi-finals of Madrid. He's playing Carlos Alcaraz, and he'll be looking to keep up the momentum after making the semi-finals, at least in Madrid, at Rome as well, of course, where he made the final, losing to Rafael Nadal, but then eventually winning Roland Garros the tournament after. So he's got a bye. Lloyd Harris versus Azan Karatsev. Karatsev not in the best of form, of course, lost to Goffin in round one of the Madrid Open. Lloyd Harris hasn't been in great form either, and the clay's not really suited to his game. It's really a flip of a coin. I'm going to go Azan Karatsev. Qualify versus Coric. I'm going to go Coric. I don't know who the qualifier is. The issue is it could be someone like a Holger Rune. Wawrinka versus Apelka. This is an interesting one because Apelka, since that Houston win, hasn't really played much. And then when he did, he lost in the first round to Korda, who, albeit is a pretty naturally comfortable player on the clay actually as well, which is great to see. He does like playing on the clay. Not many Americans do. So I was pretty happy and impressed with how comfortable he looks and how happy he is on the clay. He hasn't really progressed though as far as I would have liked at Madrid, but either way, he managed to beat Apelka in the first round impressively. Wawrinka, of course, is still coming back. When I say from injury, he's kind of still not 100% match fit, is I think the consensus, and it's going to be a tough ask for him. He's got the power from the back of the court. It's just how consistent he can be, Wawrinka. How can he return as well? How is he moving? If he's moving well enough, he can probably make enough returns. It's the clay, soak it up a little bit. Rome isn't as quick as Madrid from what I know. I'm going to go Wawrinka. It's more me. It's the complete opposite of recency bias. It's historical bias, I think, in that pick. Schwartzman versus Katmanovich. That's actually a really difficult one because Katmanovich has been in some really good form. Of course, he lost to Nadal in the first round of Madrid. Tiebreaker, though, for the second set. Schwartzman got absolutely blitzed by Dimitrov, actually, in the Madrid Open. He lost one of the sets 6-love. I mean, he got bageled, which is embarrassing considering he's supposed to be a clay court specialist. Dimitrov is not supposed to be. Clay is probably his weakest surface. So Schwartzman will be licking his wounds after that one. I think he'll bounce back well and he'll beat Katmanovich. Bublik versus a qualified Bublik for me. David Fokina. I've put a lot of faith in him, even in the previous tournament in Madrid, and he didn't really repay it. So I'm going to go with, I'm still going to stick with him. Felix has got a bye, as does Nadal. John Isner versus qualifier. I'm going to go John Isner. Basilashvili versus Dan Evans. That's a fantastic first round match. I'm going to go with Basilashvili. No, Evans. I think Evans will use his tennis IQ and he'll be able to maneuver around Basilashvili. He likes the low slices, the forehand as well. He's quite an intelligent player, Dan Evans. I think Basilashvili will make a lot of unforced errors, and yeah, he may hit a few winners as well. But yeah, I'm just going to back Evans. Sonego Shapovalov, very tough first round match for Shapovalov, but I'm expecting him to turn a corner at some point, so I'm going to go Shapovalov. Of course, losing to Andy Murray in Madrid in the second round, but there was that second set where he played some really good tennis. If he can just keep that consistency throughout a tournament, he'll be a danger. So I'm going to go with him. Hurkacz, of course, losing the quarterfinals to Djokovic recently in Madrid, but Goffin in some great form. I'm going to go for the upset. I'm going to go for David Goffin. I was really impressed with how he played against Nadal. I think he's in some great form. And Hurkacz's forehand, I think, might be detrimental in this matchup. I think Goffin's going to really hammer away at it. I'm not sure whether Hurkacz can hang with Goffin from the back of the court, given both players' current forms. But the big issue is going to be, well, the big question mark will be around the serve return dynamic. Goffin's been serving really well, Hurkacz as well. Who returns better? And I think could potentially be Hurkacz, but I think Goffin will be on the front foot. And then we've got Brooksby versus Kovoli. We're going to go Brooksby against the home favourite. Korda versus Van der Zandschulp. That is a ridiculously good match. Similar-ish players. I'm going to go Korda, but with absolutely very little confidence. Maybe a little bit of bias there because I actually like the way Korda plays, but I also like Van der Zandschulp as well, to be fair. Kasparov's got a buy, as has Andrey Rublev. Krajinovic versus TFO. I'm going to go TFO given his recent form. Fognini team. That's a really tough first match for team. Can he get through that? Fognini's so dangerous on the clay. He's at home as well in Italy. He looked pretty good against Murray. I'm trying to think about how he played. Does that translate to beating Fognini? I'm going to say yes, but I'm not sure how much of a good prediction that is. Then Pedro Martinez versus Sinner. I'm going to go Sinner. PCB versus Delbonis PCB. Hatchinol's got qualifiers, so does Grigor Dimitrov. Tsitsipas has got bye, as has Alcaraz. And then we've got Christian Garin versus the wild card. I'm going to go the wild card. Just because I don't really trust Christian Garin, and the wild card in Pesaro might actually do the business. Cilic versus the wild card. I'm going to go Cilic. Cam Norrie. RBA versus Alex de Minaur. I'm actually going to go Alex de Minaur. I think he's been in some decent form. And RBA, yes, he's a good clay court player, but I actually just think Alex de Minaur is just a matter of time before he starts racking up wins. Ramos Vinolas versus Tommy Paul. I'm going to go Tommy Paul. He had a match points against Sinner in the first match. I guess it would have been his second match. Basically, anyway, in Sinner's first match, played Tommy Paul, had to save match points and win, and then a qualifier, which is fine. And Zverev to finish off that part. Right, okay. Round of 32, so second round. Djokovic versus Karatsev. I'm going to go. Also, this is the only tournament where I think it's like the top 10 get buys. Anyway, Djokovic, Karatsev. I'm going to go Djokovic. Coric, Wawrinka. I'm going to go Coric. Schwartzman, Bublik, Schwartzman. Felix versus ADF. I'm going to go Felix. Rafa Nadal versus John Isner. Shapo versus Dan Evans. I'm going to go Shapovalov. David Goffin versus Jensen Brooksby. I'm going to go Goffin. Sebastian Korda, Casper Ruud. I'm actually going to go with the upset, Sebastian Korda. Rublev versus TF. I'm going to go Rublev. Team Sinner. I'm going to go Sinner. PCB Hatchdon. I'm going to go PCB. Dimitrov Tsitsipas. I'm going to go Tsitsipas. Carlos. By the way, that is such a ridiculously hard second round match. Tsitsipas versus Gregor Dimitrov. That's so hard for Dominic Thiem as well. Jannick Sinner, PCB versus Tachinov, not much better either. Carlos Alcaraz, I think, will beat wild card from Spain. Cam Norrie versus Chich. I'm going to go Cam Norrie. Then Alex de Minaur against Tommy Paul and Alexander Zverev. Then Djokovic versus Coric, Djokovic, Schwartzman, Felix. I'm going to go Felix, but with absolutely no conviction. Nadal, Shapovalov, Nadal, Goffin, Korda. I'm going to go Goffin given his form. Rublev and Sinner. I'm going to go Sinner. Or PCB versus Tsitsipas. Alcaraz, Norrie. I think Alcaraz again is going to face him well. Domino versus Zverev. Right, here we go. Djokovic versus Felix. Djokovic. Nadal Goffin again. The replay of the Madrid Open. What a match that was. Nadal saving 3 match points. Jannick Sinner, Tsitsipas. I'm going to go Jannick Sinner. No, I'm going to go Tsitsipas, Carlos Alcaraz, Zverev. Going to go Alcaraz. Djokovic, Nadal. Going to go Nadal. Tsitsipas, Alcaraz. Alcaraz to win. It's not really. So I've got Tsitsipas. Oh man, I've got Tsitsipas, Sinner, Alcaraz, and Nadal in my semis, I think. And Alcaraz then to win. That's what I put. That's a pretty crazy prediction, isn't it? Considering, I don't know. Surely, he can't win everything. That's a thing. Ooh, bless me. Yeah, he just can't. I don't know. Anyway, thanks very much, guys, for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts as well. And of course, no Federer, no Medvedev. He's still recovering. He should be back on the clay though, because he is training for Roland Garros on clay courts, which means that he should be partaking in the tournament. But yeah, so we'll see how. Yeah, we'll see how the draw goes. It's very interesting. I think Nadal's got a pretty tough route for me, but not everyone thinks so, which is understandable as well. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Do appreciate it. Please remember to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And also do make sure you leave a rating review if you're listening or watching on a podcast platform. Thank you very much.